Hello everyone! So today is we're going to tackle about laws of exponent. But before that, let us know first what is exponent. So when we say exponent, it is the number written at the upper right side of the base. So for example, we have 2 squared. So yung constant natin dito, so it's either constant or variable. So ito yung tinatawag natin na base. And then yung number sa taas niya, yun yung tinatawag natin na exponent. Alright? So another example is we have 5 cubed. So 5 is the base and cube or 3 is the exponent. Another one is we have 6 raised to the 4th power. Pero ano nga ba yung purpose ng exponent? Or bakit natin pinag-aaralan yung exponent? The exponent, it tells us how many times you multiply the base. So for example, sa 2 squared, ibig sabihin nun, we multiply the base by itself ng dalawang beses because 2 is our exponent. So that means 2 squared is equal to 2 times 2, and that is equal to 4. Another example is 5 cubed. So this means that we multiply 5 by itself ng tatlong beses. So 5 times 5 times 5 is equal to 125. Another example is we have 6 raised to the 4th power. So here, ibig sabihin, we are going to multiply 6 by itself ng 4 na beses. So that is 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 is equal to 1,296. So ayun, nakita nyo, exponent is very important in mathematics because they allow us to abbreviate something, especially if we are talking about larger or smaller number. So like for this one, instead of writing 6 times 6 times 6, so we can simply use exponent. Alright? So now, let's proceed to the laws of exponent. Kung paano natin gagamitin yung exponent or kung paano natin siya mas-simplify. So una, we have product law. So since product, when we talk about product, ibig sabihin, involve yung multiplication. So sa product law, ang sinasabi dito is, we have here a raised to the m power times a raised to the n power. So is equal to a raised to the m power plus n power. So kung napansin nyo, we just copy the base. Ayan, same base, ibang exponent. So just copy the base and then we add the exponent. And then you can simplify. So for example, we have m raised to the 5th power times m raised to the 7th power. Sabi ng product law is just to add the exponent. So we're going to add 5 plus 7. So that is equal to m raised to the 12th power because 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. Alright? So another example is we have 2 cubed times 2 raised to the 4th power. So just simply copy the base 2 because we have the same base, so 2, then add the exponent which is 3 plus 4, and that is equal to 2 raised to the 7th power. And if we're going to simplify 2 raised to the 7th power, so that is equal to 128. Alright? So last one is we have x squared times x. So that is equal to x squared plus 1. Why? Saan galing yung 1? Kapag ganito, nakita nyo yung variable or any constant na walang number sa taas, that is understood na ang kanya exponent is 1. Alright? So yung 2 here is from the exponent ng isang x na ito, and then yung 1 here is from the exponent ng x na ito. So x raised to the 2 plus 1 power is equal to x raised to the 3rd power. So that is the product law. Add the exponent. Alright? Another law is we have the power law. So sa power law, mayroon tayong dalawa. Yung una is multiply the exponent. So like for example, we have here a m. then another exponent sa labas ng parentheses. So we simply multiply yung exponent na m and then yung exponent na n. Alright? So for example, we have n raised to the fourth power, quantity of n raised to the fourth power raised to the fifth power. So simply multiply 4 times 5. So 4 times 5, that is equal to 20. Alright? So another example is we have quantity of 4 squared raised to the 2 power. So we have 4, then multiply 2 times 2. Multiply nyo itong dalawang exponent na ito. So we have 4 raised to the 4th power. And to simplify 4 raised to the 4th power, that is equal to 256. Alright? Another example is, for under the power law is yung distribute exponent. So power law pa rin siya, sa distribute exponent is, kung napansin nyo, yung constant or kaya yung variable na naka-enclose sa parenthesis is more than 1. Okay, so here meron tayong isang constant lamang sa loob or isang variable lamang sa loob ng parenthesis. Dito, dalawa na yung nakikita nyo sa loob ng parenthesis. So kapag ganyan yung instances, all you have to do is to just distribute the exponent outside the parenthesis into the exponent sa loob ng parenthesis. So for example, here, the quantity of a times b raised to the m power is equal to a raised to the m power times b raised to the m power. So we distribute m dito sa loob ng parenthesis. So for example, provided that a raised to the n power or yung exponent natin is not equal to 0. Bakit? Because later on, malalaman nyo naman kung ano yung gagawin kapag 0 yung exponent. So for example, we have quantity of xy raised to the 5th power. So kapag ganyan, ibig sabihin, i-distribute daw natin yung exponent dito sa labas ng parenthesis dito sa exponent sa loob ng parenthesis. So x here and y, wala kayong nakikitang number but it is understood na meron siyang 1 na exponent here. So if we're going to multiply 5 here, so 1, so simply x raised to the 5th power and y is equal to the 5th power. Alright? So another example is we have quantity of 5 squared times x squared raised to the 2nd power. So simply, distribute natin itong exponent dito sa labas, dito sa mga exponents sa loob ng parentheses, then multiply. So we have 5, then multiply natin itong 2 na exponent dito sa exponent dito sa loob. So we have 4. Then here naman, we have 2 exponent, and then here sa labas, so just simply 2 times 2, that is equal to 4. So the quantity of 5 squared times x squared raised to the 2nd power is equal to 5 raised to the 4th power times x raised to the 4th power, right? And to simplify 5 raised to the 4th power, that is equal to 625 x raised to the 4th power. So another example here, kung napansin nyo, naka-enclose siya ng parentheses. So kapag ganito, ibig sabihin nga daw, i-distribute natin yung exponent. So since yung numerator at denominator yung naka-enclose sa parentheses, ibig sabihin, i-distribute natin itong exponent na ito sa bawat isa sa kanila. So that will give us a raised to the n power over b raised to the n power. Right? But what if ganito? Isa lang yung numerator lamang yung naka-enclose ng parentheses. Ibig sabihin, yung exponent na ito is dito lamang natin i-distribute sa numerator natin. So that will give us 2 raised to the 4th power and over 3. Alright? Hindi natin dinidistribute yung 4 sa 3 because yung denominator natin hindi siya naka-enclose sa parenthesis, only yung numerator lamang. And to simplify 2 raised to the 4th power over 3, that is equal to 16 over 3. Okay? So, next is we have the quotient law. So, kapag sinabi natin quotient, involved ito ang division. Okay, so we have here x raised to the m power over x raised to the n power. So kapag division or quotient law, ang gagawin natin is copy same base, then subtract the exponent and simplify. So just like this one, we copy same base, then yung exponent natin na m, so subtract lang natin, maminusan natin ng n, right? So x raised to the m power over x raised to the n power is equal to x raised to the m power minus n. For example, we have here a raised to the 7th power, b raised to the 6th power, c raised to the 5th power, all over a squared, d raised to the 5th power, and c raised to the 3rd power. So according to quotient law, subtract natin yung exponent ng parehong base. So here, we have a. Yung una natin is a. First term is a, and the exponent is 7. So, subtract natin siya since may a rin sa denominator and may exponent siya na 2. So, isusubtract natin yung 7 kay, isusubtract natin yung 2 kay 7. So, we have here 7 minus 2, that is 5. Kung saan yung mas mataas ang exponent class, just like dito sa a, mas mataas yung exponent ng a natin dito sa numerator, so doon natin isusulat ang ating sagot. So here, since mas mataas yung numerator natin, so dito natin isusulat yung a. Okay, a raised to the 5th power. Okay, so next one is b. Just copy b raised to the 6th power. You don't need to subtract since wala naman tayong b na nakikita dito sa denominator. Another one is c. So we have here c sa numerator and sa baba. So simply subtract natin yung 5 minus 3. So we have c squared. And since yung denominator natin na d is walang denominator sa taas, so just copy d raised to the 5th power. Ganun lang. So another example is we have 2 raised to the 5th power, y raised to the 10th power, z raised to the 8th power, all over x raised to the 5th power, y cubed, z raised to the 12th power. So, pansin nyo, wala tayong 2 here, or wala tayong ibang constant sa denominator, so just copy 2 raised to the 5th power, or you can immediately simplify 2 raised to the 5th power, so that is equal to 32. Paano? I-multiply nyo yung 2 by itself ng 5 beses, so that is equal to 32. And next one is x. So, since walang x dito sa numerator, nandito na siya sa denominator, so just copy x raised to the 5th power. Wala tayong mapagsubtrakan. Okay? So, since here, y, we have y sa numerator and we also have y sa denominator. So, isusubtract natin itong 3 sa baba kay 10. Okay? So, 10 minus 3, we have 7. So, y raised to the 7th power. And since mas mataas yung exponent ng y natin sa numerator, kaya dito natin siya i-place sa numerator. And here's the z. Kung napansin nyo, mas mataas yung exponent ng z natin sa denominator. So that is why dito natin siya sinulat sa baba. So to subtract 12 by 8, so that is 4. Okay, so final answer is 32y raised to the 7th power over x raised to the 5th power times z raised to the 4th power. So again, sa quotient law, is-subtract na copy same base, then is-subtract nyo yung exponent, then simplify. Okay? So next is zero exponent. Ito na yung sinabi ko kanina. So anong gagawin natin kapag yung given natin is zero yung exponent? So remember class that any number with zero exponent is equal to 1, right? So any number with zero exponent is equal to 1. For example, we have a raised to 0 power that is equal to 1, right? So for example, we also have this one, x raised to 0 power. So again, any number or variable with 0 exponent is equal to 1. So x raised to 0 power is equal to 1. Okay, so again, any number or variable with 0 exponent is equal to 1. Another example is we have 400 raised to 0 power. So again, according to law of exponent, 0 exponent, any number or variable with 0 exponent is equal to 1. So 400 raised to 0 power is equal to 1. Or even we have here the quantity of 2 squared times 3 cubed raised to 0 power, that is still equal to 1. So bakit? Kung isipin nyo, pwede naman tayong mag-power law. Alright? So yes, we can do that, but still we can derive to this number or answer. So let's see. So yan, pag i-distribute natin yung 0 sa labas, dito sa mga exponent sa loob, so if we're going to multiply 0 times 2, so magiging 2 raised to 0 power. So 0 times 3, that will be 3 raised to 0 power. So any number with 0 exponent is equal to 1. So 2 raised to 0 power, to simplify, that is 1. And 3 raised to 0 power, that is 1. And 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Alright, so same answer. So any number or variable with 0 exponent is always equal to 1. Last one is we have here 7x raised to 0 power. So kung napansin nyo, yung x lamang po ang mayroong exponent na 0, hindi kasama yung 7, alright? Because hindi naman sila naka-enclose sa parentheses. So here, ang gagawin natin is we have 7 times 1, okay? So sa x lamang yung magkakaroon ng sagot na 1. So 7 times 1, kasi magkatabi sila, ibig sabihin, we're going to multiply that. So 7 times 1, so that is equal to 7. Okay? So yun yung 0 exponent. Okay, again, 0 exponent, any number or variable with 0 exponent is equal to 1. And the last one is we have negative exponent. Okay, the negative exponent, okay, provided that the exponent is not equal to 0. So sa negative exponent, ang gagawin natin is that the reciprocal, or if i-flip nyo siya, or pagbabalik-tarin nyo siya, then make the exponent positive and simplify. So here we have a raised to the negative n power. So ibig sabihin, get the reciprocal, 1 over a raised to n power. Saan galing yung 1? So kapag napansin nyo, di ba, yung mga whole number, any whole number, meron siyang denominator na 1. Wala kayo nakikita number sa baba, ibig sabihin nun, understood na meron siyang denominator na 1. So to get the reciprocal, if i-flip natin siya, so ito na yung 1, and then gawin natin positive yung negative exponent. Okay, so for example, we have here quantity of 5 over x raised to negative 2. So since parehas na naka-enclose, ayan, so kung i-flip natin siya, kahit i-distribute natin sila isa-isa muna, pwede rin. So magkakaroon sila isa-isa ng negative 2, negative 2. But since it's negative exponent, so kailangan pa rin natin silang reciprocal. Okay? So para magawa yun, pwede natin silang reciprocal diretso. So we have here x over 5 and then make the exponent positive. Right? So to simplify that, distribute natin since naka-positive na exponent natin, so x squared and 5 squared. Okay? And 5 squared is equal to 25. So final answer is x squared over 25. Another example is we have x squared y raised to negative 7. So here, si y lamang po yung mayroong exponent na negative. So ang gagawin nyo is x squared times, dahil si y lamang yung mayroong exponent na negative, so siya lamang yung ating reciprocal, or if i-flip, okay? Ang reciprocal lamang niya, yung kukunin natin, hindi natin isasama sa x, since si x has a positive exponent. So to get the reciprocal of y, negative 7, y raised to negative 7, that is equal to 1 over y raised to positive 7. So final answer is x squared over y raised to the 7th power, because x squared times 1 is equal to x squared. So over y raised to the 7th power. Alright? So to sum it up, ito yung mga laws of exponent natin. Sa product law, all you have to do is to add the exponent. And then sa power law, meron tayong dalawa. Yung una is we multiply the exponent. Pangalawa is we distribute the exponent sa mga terms doon sa loob ng parentheses. And then sa negative exponent, ang gagawin nyo naman is get the reciprocal. Okay? And then make that negative exponent into positive exponent. Then, sa quotient law naman, ang gagawin nyo is to simply subtract the exponent before you simplify, okay? So, same base, subtract exponent, then simplify. Then, for zero exponent, all you have to do is any number or any variable with zero exponent that is equal to 1. Alright? So, that's it for today, class, and I hope you understand. And please don't forget to click subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified on my next video. Thank you.